going on.
Thank you so much.
Pay like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ, you up?
Let me check out that rig.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
I love my TMZ family.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. I'm Mike Babcock with my guys, Mojo Muhtadi, Edward Lewis. Fellas, we're going to start with a longtime NBA player, Marcus Morris, who was recently arrested. Up until this morning, when Marcus was in court, we did not know why. And now, Edward, we have found out it has to do with some alleged hundreds of thousands of dollars in gambling debt.
Yeah, he was arrested in Florida on Sunday, but the allegations that prosecutors are throwing at him stem from Las Vegas in Nevada. I'll explain. According to court documents, in May of 2024, Marcus Morris allegedly cashed 20 checks with the MGM for around $115,000. So in exchange for checks, they gave him markers that he allegedly used to gamble with, I suppose. Okay. But according to the documents, Marcus knew that he didn't have the funds for these checks. So he basically wrote bad checks in exchange for these markers. Wow. And he didn't pay it back when they confronted him about it. Now, to make matters worse for him, in June of 2024, according to the documents, he did a similar scheme with the win in Las Vegas. They say he wrote 30 checks for $150,000, and of course the checks bounced as well, and the $150,000 would never return. So in total, they say he owes roughly $265,000 to two casinos. In February of 2025, and then again in May 2025, he had arrest warrants issued for his arrest over these claims, and that's why he was pulled behind bars in Florida at the airport on Sunday. Wow. Now, on Tuesday morning, he showed up to court, and his attorneys argued that he should be released, right? The whole point of this hearing was to see if he was going to be extradited or anything like that, and whether or not Nevada still wanted him. But according to prosecutors in Florida, they said Nevada did still want him. Wow. So the judge denied all of his motions for bail and all of his motions to cancel extradition, even though Marcus said that he's been in touch with all these casinos to try to make the debt right. So he is still behind bars. He's been behind bars since Sunday over this. And frankly, he could still remain behind bars for up to 30 more days, according to the judge. I don't anticipate that happening. Based on everything that happened in the hearing this morning, it sounds like he's going to get the debt squared away and then he'll enter some kind of diversion program. But yes, he is still behind bars. And again, he has a chance to remain behind bars for at least for another 30 more days if and when Nevada decides to extradite him to Las Vegas to face these charges.
Mojo, I know we've talked about this a lot. I mean, athletes who have gotten broke, Marcus Morris, and assuming he doesn't have any money here, obviously if he's writing fake checks, it would allegedly seem to suggest that. But this guy had a really great NBA career. I mean, look, is he LeBron James? No, but he played for 13 seasons in the NBA. You go all the way back to 2011 when he came into the league. He was the 14th overall pick. He made something like $106, almost $107 million just in NBA salary. Forget endorsements that he have. So, Mojo, it's shocking to even imagine that this guy would have to allegedly do something like this.
Yeah, Babcock, that's absolutely wild considering the name, the fame, the money, the status, all these things. And then here you are. But I got to say, when they started streaming Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio again, I was like, oh, somebody's going to pull some of that. This is the NBA version of that one. All jokes aside, this is just wild to me. I mean, how can you pull a stunt like this and expect to not be caught? I mean, we're not talking about some casino in Mobile, Alabama or something. We're talking about Las Vegas. I mean, this is it. This is the pinnacle of security and all of these things. Of course, they're going to catch him. Really a shame that you're talking about a player that's accomplished so much and he's in a hole this big, 6 figures. I mean, to anyone else, that seems like a lot of money. But for a guy like this, that's like not even a month's salary, maybe like a week's salary or less. So it's just absolutely crazy to me. But hey, man, Las Vegas, as much as I love that city, was always my favorite place to go enjoy myself. I mean, there's a lot of vices out there, and you can't mess with that city if you can't handle it.
As far as the money, he didn't play in the NBA last year. So while he had a period of time, again, 13, 14 years, where he could make a lot of money, you do wondering what his earning capacity is here going forward, as he is no longer a professional basketball player. I will also say this, Marcus did have some support in that courtroom today. Anyone who knows about Marcus will know that he has a twin brother who also was a very accomplished NBA player. And as you look there in the galley, Markieff Morris, his twin brother, there to support Marcus. Obviously, they're both guys on the basketball court during happier days. Like Edward said here, bottom line is they did not grant him bond. They are not releasing him right now, and it's possible he stays behind those bars for 30 more days. Clearly, bottom line, something that Marcus Morris needs to clear up. We now know why he was arrested. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of alleged gambling debt. All right, Mojo, we'll stick with the basketball court. A guy who is currently in the league right now and is one of the very best players, Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic, of course, is preparing for his first full season as a Los Angeles Laker. Mojo obviously was traded midway through the season last year. Lakers ultimately did not get to where they wanted to get to, but there are really a lot of hopes that this year is going to be a big season for the purple and gold. And Mojo, a lot of that has to do with the way that Luka has looked. Look, a lot of people in Dallas, especially Nico Harrison, felt like Doncic just didn't take his body and his health seriously. Well, close your eyes, Nico, because Luka Doncic has also landed the cover of Men's Health magazine, Mojo, and he looks like a different person. I mean, he looks way leaner, way thinner. He looks like he packed on muscle, Mojo, lean muscle. I think, bottom line, he really looks great, bottom line. Well, Luka, as he gets ready here for, again, the season to start in about 2 or 3 months or so, not long at all, was in New York City. He was in the Bronx, to be exact, Mojo. Hit up a Yankee game. You see him right there with the great Aaron Judge posing for a photo. Aaron Judge actually bigger than Luka, funny enough, Mojo. When the game finally started, Luka made his way up to the Yankees broadcast booth, the Yes Network broadcast booth, where he joined Michael Kay, the longtime announcer for the Yanks. And, well, Michael had a little bit of fun with Luka at the Dallas Mavericks' expense.
After that deal was made, the Mavericks got a lot of criticism regarding it. And then they start to leak out stuff, well, we don't know if he's ever going to be in shape. You should mail him a copy of the Men's Health magazine.
They probably saw it, so I don't have to worry about that.
So, yeah, I mean, this is what they seemingly wanted from him, Mojo, to take his health and his body seriously, and looks like he's now done it. He's just not on their team anymore.
They're grasping for straws, Babcock. They're trying to find any excuse to validate letting go of one of the best players in the NBA. I'm not listening to any of that crap, and I can't imagine Luka is too. He knows how stupid that trade was. The whole world knows how dumb that trade was. There isn't one person that is looking at Luka like it was his fault. So I'm going to assume that he wanted to get in this shape as something for him personally and not to prove anybody wrong. He's going to do that on the court because, Babcock, this isn't pro wrestling. This is pro sports. It doesn't matter what you look like, all right? You just have to be able to do your job. There's a reason why MMA fighters who are maybe in the best shape of any athletes don't go out there looking like Phil Heath and Arnold every single match. It's not the Olympia. You have to be able to perform. Those two things don't always coincide. Matter of fact, firsthand information here, I was in the best shape of my life when I was at my fattest, when I was a nose guard playing for the Cardinals and I was at the heaviest. That's when I was the best shape of my life. So aesthetics mean nothing. All right. Again, pro wrestling, yeah, you got to go out there and look good in your underwear. And if you're not actually strong, it doesn't matter as long as you look it. This isn't that. All right. This is sports. It's a completely different category. So, Luka, you want to get in shape and you want to look better. That's fine. That's your prerogative. But hopefully you're doing it for you and you ain't doing it for them.
Up next, Jason Kelce takes a punch from one of the greatest fighters of all time. Find out why Chuck Liddell put his hands on the future Hall of Famer when TMZ Sports returns right after this. Welcome back to TMZ Sports, Mike and Mojo. Mojo, I've been waiting to show this video all day. Two of the greatest athletes from their respective sports. Jason Kelce, one of the greatest offensive linemen of all time, a surefire Hall of Famer here in a few years, facing off against one of the baddest men to ever walk the face of the earth, Mojo, and one of the original UFC stars, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. And well, Mojo, the Iceman, he landed a big shot on Jason Kelce. Thankfully here, this was not an actual real fight, but this is for a big commercial for Jason and Travis Kelce's beer, Garage Beer. You might remember a couple months back, they did a whole play on the blood sport Kumite. It was called the Brumate, Mojo. Well, they are back. And this commercial, this spot looks every bit as good as that one from a couple months back. Absolutely awesome stuff. Watch this.
5A, take one, mark.
Step up. I can't hear you. All right, action.
Oh my God. Is that Chuck Liddell?
That ain't good.
I can't fight Chuck Liddell. It's Iceman.
Hey, you look at me right now. You're a Kelce. I know you've done the splits and lost your but you are a Kelce. You have your own beer brand. You've been training your entire life for this. You've been drinking since you were 10. You've been doing karate for maybe 2 weeks, but that's not the issue.
Yeah.
The issue is you got heart. Hungry dogs drink faster too. You go be a dog.
I got this.
You got it.
So, and there, Mojo, we got some more video here where they actually are in this little kind of makeshift ring and boom.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one, Babcock. This is fantastic. All three of these guys just always do good work. Anytime you see the Kelces, obviously, anytime you see Chuck Liddell, you know it's going to be something extremely entertaining. And mixing them all up together, you gotta love it, Babcock. And I gotta give Jason Kelce some credit. I mean, one punch from the Iceman didn't put him on his ass.
No.
He was still on his feet, might have broke his nose, but that's okay. So he's hanging tough. Those 2 weeks of karate lessons with the kids were certainly paying off. And you gotta love a good hype speech by Travis Kelce himself. This is going to be fantastic.
I love how Travis, and he's really smart, he pumped up his brother, but he's not stepping into the ring with him, not stepping into the cage with the Iceman. He's smart enough to know that's a bad idea.
He might be the smarter of the brothers, Babcock. There's a reason he wasn't putting his hand in the dirt every play.
Mayor Eric Adams says the New York City shooter targeted the NFL offices before murdering 4 people and then taking his own life. The very latest on a tragic situation when TMZ Sports rolls on right after this.
Want to be the first in your group chat to know the hottest Hollywood news like
A$AP Rocky, not guilty. He leapt into the audience.
insane? The TMZ Podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports, Mike and Mojo. Mojo, we are learning more about that horrific shooting Monday night in New York City where 4 people, including a NYPD officer, lost their life. Of course, this was around 6:30 last night when a 27-year-old man drove from Nevada all the way across the country, Mojo, ultimately winding up in Midtown Manhattan, and again, where authorities say he walked in and shot and murdered 4 people. Now, a lot of people obviously wondering, what's the motive here? Why was this done? Well, a little bit earlier today, New York City Mayor Eric Adams joined Fox 5 in New York City, and he shed some light on the motive here, and there is a sports connection.
Tell us about the apparent suicide note that was in the shooter's pocket.
He alluded to having CTE from playing in the NFL. He never played in the NFL, and he alluded to the CTE being the reason for his illness. It appears as though He was going after the employees at the NFL, the building. 345 housed the NFL's company there as well. But we're still going through the suicide note to zero in on the exact reason. But at this time, it appears as though something that is attached to his belief he experienced CTE from playing in the NFL.
So there it is, Mojo. The target here, according to the mayor, was the NFL. Now, this is a big sky-rise building. It's 345 Park Avenue, a pretty famous building. And it doesn't just hold the NFL's headquarters. There are other companies like Blackstone, several other large companies as well. It sounds like, from what we've been able to gather, Mojo, is that this guy actually ended up taking the wrong elevator. It was an elevator that did not go to the floor where the NFL's offices are, and instead he wound up somewhere else. So this was horrible, but it sounds like it could have been far worse, especially for the folks there at the National Football League, Mojo.
Yeah, and you hate to try to look at this from a silver lining perspective, but you're right. If he would have ended up in the place he intended to, there would have been a lot more loss of life. I mean, anytime you have the loss of innocent life, that's absolutely disgusting, horrific, and should be prevented at all costs. I mean, this is just... You hate to see this. It's absolutely disgusting. I mean, off-duty police officers whose jobs are to protect and serve, they put their lives on the line. I mean, he wasn't even on the clock, you know, and killed.
Mojo had 2 young kids, too, and his wife is about 8 months pregnant, expecting their third. It's horrible.
One of the worst things you can imagine, right? Like, just an absolutely terrible scenario. As for the CTE side of it, the claim of playing in the NFL when he only played high school football obviously doesn't make any sense. I mean, a statement like that makes you think that maybe CTE was a factor in this whatsoever, not to excuse any of this, because I would never do that at all. I wonder if they do take his brain and they study it and they see what was going on there. You know, a lot of times you'll see athletes act in direct opposition to how they've conducted themselves their whole lives. And obviously we've seen a lot of CTE examples there. They've made movies about it. You know, the movie Concussion, it's been a very relevant factor in recent years as we learn more about it. But you absolutely hate to see this, Babcock.
Yeah, Mojo, I could not agree more. And I'm glad you brought up the movie Concussion, Mojo. That obviously was based on much of the work of that man right there with Will Smith. That was Dr. Bennet Omalu. He essentially discovered what CTE was and fought the NFL for years and years and years. We actually spoke with Dr. Omalu a little bit earlier today, Mojo, and we asked him, is it possible that somebody could get CTE having just played football, you know, through, say, Pop Warner to the high school level? Would you have to have played for more years? Did you have to play in college and in the NFL to get a case of CTE? And Dr. Omalu said, look, it's certainly not guaranteed that you get it if you play high school football, but that it is a possibility. Again, nobody is excusing what happened there yesterday, right? There's a lot of people that play football. But, Mojo, it is interesting to hear Dr. Omalu, who, again, knows CTE as well as anybody, that it is possible if you just played high school football. I hope they study his brain, Mojo. I get it. You don't want to glorify this person in any shape or manner. But I think there are likely some valuable insights that the medical folks and the scientists could garner from examining this guy's brain. And I hope they do it. And obviously, we wish the 4 people who tragically died yesterday, thinking about their families, and we wish them peace. AEW star MJF reveals what it was like playing a big role in Happy Gilmore 2. Why the pro wrestler considers Adam Sandler a father figure is coming your way next on TMZ Sports.
Buckle up, party people, because the TMZ After Dark Tour has hit Hollywood! Get ready for a 2-hour rager on wheels! Join Ray J and other guest hosts as he shows you the hottest restaurants, sickest clubs, and stops at banging bars along the way! Plus, DJ Miles dropping beats as we cruise down Sunset and Hollywood Boulevard, baby! The festivities kick off every weekend from the Hard Rock Cafe at 7:30 p.m. So head to TMZTour.com to book your tickets for the TMZ After Dark Tour! It's gonna be epic!
Adam Sandler was raving about your performance. Does that get you like hype, excited? Like,
Absolutely, man. Look, he's really like a father to me at this point. I grew up absolutely looking up to him and idolizing him as a kid.
Yeah.
And to be a part of what is essentially Americana when you think about Happy Gilmore and what's going to be a gigantic, awesome, big comedy, it's so special. I can't say enough positive things.
So I guess you're going to be acting more often coming up. Like,
Absolutely. I'm taking acting just as seriously as I do professional wrestling, and I'm very excited about it.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike and Mojo. Mojo, there he is. MJF, of course, in one of the hottest movies, if not the hottest movie in the country right now, Happy Gilmore 2. And he said Adam Sandler was like a father to him. Well, people who have watched the sequel will know that in the movie, he actually plays Happy's son, one of Happy's sons, Mojo. And I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, I mean, wow, you can definitely tell that Sandler means a lot to MJF. If MJF dropped character in order to talk like a real human.
Yeah, he doesn't do that, Mojo, right? Like that's a rarity for him, isn't it?
He doesn't break character, you know, when he goes places, when he's doing his meet and greets and all of these things. I mean, he has a reputation for staying in character, so dropping it in order to do this, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know right there, I guess.
Yeah, Mojo, haven't there been situations where there have been kids or they ask for an autograph or a picture, and he will literally tell them to, like, go kick rocks because that's the character he plays?
That's how it goes. You know pro wrestling, Babcock. You got some experience there. I know you'll never forget your interview with Matt Hardy, the broken one.
Sister Kristen is that's the takeaway from there. Very, very cool, Mojo. And I thought he did a really good job in the movie. There's a lot of celebrity cameos. Not that they were bad, but I think MJF was really awesome. Knocked it out of the park. All right, we got to go, Mojo. We're out of time. We got a bunch to talk about tomorrow. It's going to be a great show.
It'll be the best show since today.
I'm a lawyer.